Well, I just got back from working at Home Depot, so I'm really tired and off to bed basically, but I just I had a short little bit from another video that I'm going to probably tack onto this one that I made before I went to Home Depot. I have been accused of being a hypocrite because this person has accused me of going to Christian channels and laughing at Christians. I don't think I do this, and I don't think I'm a hypocrite. I have seen Christians troll atheist channels and try to preach at atheists and make little snarky comments about atheist beliefs and threaten atheists and say that atheists are going to hell if they don't believe like they do, and just act like twits basically on atheist channels. I've seen that, and I don't do that. I don't go looking for Christian channels or Christians to laugh at. This is what he says, that I laugh at them. What I do is I have subscribers. I have several. I have many subscribers. Or, I'm sorry, that came out wrong. Subscriptions. I have subscriptions to different people's channels. And every day I go to my subscriptions and I see what's new. And I get a list of videos. I'm sure everybody has this happen. And I will see other people reacting to Christians who are attacking atheism. Christians attacking atheism. And I'm sorry, but I do feel that it's my right to have an opinion, to go and look and see what all the fuss is about. What on earth is, this atheist talking about? Forming my own opinion. I have two reasons I do this. One, I feel like, I don't think it's right for the majority to bully the minority group, and atheists are the minority group. I think Christians should just, if Christians don't like being laughed at, they shouldn't go to atheist channels and bully atheists, which they do. They bully and laugh and they call us fools and threaten us with hell. If they had to live and let live, there wouldn't be any of this stupid back and forth on YouTube. But they don't. And I'm sorry, but I think that bullies need to be called out. I think that I have two reasons. That's one of them. I feel like I want to defend something that I think is a really good thing. That would be atheism. And defend people that should not have to hear all the time, oh, you're going to hell, just for believing something different. The other reason that I speak out, that I feel compelled, that's the word, compelled to speak out about Christians like Mega Sage or Psi 10 Bruggencake or Bible Thumping Wingnut or Matthew 4:19, and those are the ones that those are pretty much it. I have not gone to any other Christian channels. I've been on YouTube for a really long time, and I have not gone to any other Christian channels. I might have a Christian write to me or come and basically be a troll on my channel. I might go to their channel and block them, but that's the only reason I would go to a Christian channel. Unless it's somebody who has, I'm seeing their name being thrown around and people are talking, or they're talking about having a hangout and they want a bunch of atheists to join them, or they're just questioning atheism. Basically, they're walking into the turf of atheism. When I see Christians that are arrogant, that have this, I know everything, I have absolute truth, because God tells me, and because a book tells me, and they get on you, they put videos up on YouTube Putting down people. Oh, you've given up knowledge. I'm all done with you. Putting down people just because those people don't believe the same things they do. I am going to speak out not so much because I'm an indignant atheist. I am an indignant former Christian looking at those people going, what the fuck are you trying to do? That is not a Christian thing to do. The Christianity, now granted there's only like 32,000 different denominations or whatever the number is, but the Christianity that I was raised to be, you are humble. You are patient. You don't have to win. It's not about winning. You have humility. That's, Christ-like virtues, which unfortunately I don't believe that Christ, now that I've read about him, I don't think he has so many good virtues, but I'm talking about when I was a Christian, and I believe that Jesus had all these wonderful virtues, and the idea, besides accepting Jesus into your heart, was you try to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. And you reflect what Jesus taught in your actions, in how you talk, in how you think, and how you react to others, and how you give to others. It's not all about you, and a big ego trip and trying to humiliate other people, or threaten other people, or bully other people. That's not what a Christ-like person, or a person trying to be Christ-like, would do. And I'm sorry, that's the kind of Christianity I was raised. Not just being born again, not just accepting Jesus into your heart, but striving to be Christ-like. So I'm calling these people out as one Christian would call it out another, and saying, you know what? Not only do you drive people away from Christianity, you make Christianity look bad. You make Christians look bad. There's a whole lot of Christians out there who are wonderful, nice, caring people. They don't care what other people believe. They live and let live. That was what I did for over 35 years. I didn't go around threatening people or bullying people. I just tried to be a good person. So that's why I make the videos I do about people that I feel are bullies, and give Christianity a bad name. Yes, they're doing atheism a favor, because Christianity isn't a good thing in my opinion. So they're doing Christianity a favor by giving it a bad name. But at the same time, I feel badly for the Christians who, are doing it right, and are just trying to be good people, and and do have humility, and are caring and compassionate and patient and humble. So anyway, that's why I do the videos. This person says I'm a hypocrite because I chew out more or less Bible thumping wingnut. I think I'm entitled to have an opinion. I'm thinking I have a right to be indignant and defend my beliefs. When somebody goes into atheist territory and tells all of us that we don't have any knowledge, we give up knowledge, and that we're going to go to hell, blah blah blah. I'm sorry. or says, oh, atheism has a fatal flaw in it when they're talking about science, not atheism. I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to correct them. Excuse me? You're not talking about atheism. All atheism is somebody who doesn't believe in God. So yeah, I don't believe that I'm laughing at anybody. I think I'm saying what I think about other people saying something that I think is absurdly false. So anyway, this got too long. I wasn't supposed to get this long. I'm going to tack the other one on the end of this. And that'll be it. So I think at the end of the other one I say thanks for watching. So I won't do that right now. Somebody posted something that I read just now. It was a Christian telling an atheist, well, you know, there's a lot of ex-atheists turned religious on YouTube. You should check them out. My thought is, why? The fact that some ex-atheists exist that turned to religion, is that like, oh, I'm supposed to do that now because other people did? You know, this is a funny thing, but some religious people don't understand this. If something is not true, okay, something is just not true, and two people believe in it, it's still not true, right? You get that, right? Two people believe in something that's not true, it's still not true, right? If you have 1 billion people and they're all believing in this thing, is it true? Or is it still just as not true as when 2 people believed in it? See, Christians, I don't know about Muslims, because again, I never was a Muslim, but Christians seem to think that there's strength in numbers, and the more people that believe in it, the more legitimate it is, and the more likely it is to be true. No! There's only one thing that makes it true, and that's evidence. If God has effect, I think I heard this from Tracy on the Atheist Experience. I'm sorry, I don't know her last name, but she pointed out that if God has an effect on this planet, in any way, shape, or form, if he has an effect on what goes on this planet, it's testable. It should be testable. So either he has no effect on this planet, which means he's powerless to do anything, or he doesn't exist because nobody's managed to test his existence. Nobody's managed to produce any kind of reproducible evidence or verifiable evidence or anything to show that this God exists at all. So that's what I would require to believe. I would require just even a little tiny piece of evidence to show that this God exists. And then, see, Christians think that that's the end of it right there. Oh, if we can prove God exists, which of course you have not. So right now he's still in that it's not true category. No matter how many people believe in it, it's not true until you can prove it, which you have not. But if you're able to somehow find this evidence, test his effect on the planet or on people somehow, then your next job is you're going to have to prove that it's your God that you've tested and shown evidence for its existence. You're going to have to show that it's your God, not Allah, or maybe some God that in all of human history and all the cultures that have ever been, it's not any of the gods that we have dreamed up, but something else completely that we've never, its name has never been uttered on this planet. You know, if there's a God, how do we know which God it is? And how do we know that all of our puny human ideas of God are even remotely close to this God, if it exists and if we can ever prove it? Might be something completely different from every religion that's ever been on the entire planet. You know? So, that's my point. But the other point is, yeah, sure, there's going to be people who were atheists that become Christians or Muslims. Just like there's Christians and Muslims. I could say, well, they were never really an atheist. What? They became a Christian? That just means they were never really an atheist. They just thought they were atheists, but they were, what was I saying? Oh, we're all atheists when we're born. Every one of us is an ex-atheist. And either we stayed an atheist or we did something else. I became a Christian for the majority of my life, and then I went back to being an atheist. I was an atheist when I was a little baby. I didn't believe in anything except Santa Claus. And, you know, it's all about what culture you're in and what your parents believe and what they teach you to believe. But when you're born, you're a blank slate. You don't believe in God because you don't know about a God. You don't know about anything. All you care about is sleeping and letting your needs be known by how you cry and getting your tummy full and going poop. It's all you care about when you're little. You don't care about God. You don't care about, I'm sorry, you're not born religious. It's all what they put on your slate, from as early as they can. And I was an atheist when I was born. Then I believed in God, but I wasn't a Christian. I believed that there was a God because my parents told me there was a God, and I believed in my parents. But then I became a Christian when I was 12 years old because that's what my mom was, and that seemed to be the requirement to be what she wanted me to be. So that's when I became a Christian, and I was a Christian for a really big chunk of time, and I never questioned the existence of God. It never even crossed my mind to question the existence of God. That was just a given because that's what I was raised to think from as early as I can remember. It's just all part of reality. There's trees, there's grass, there's sky, there's animals, there's fish, there's water, there's God. Just as much said to me with just as much assurity as all the other things. So of course I'm going to believe it. Never going to question it until I did. So anyway, yes, people change what they think all the time. People are Christians and then they change their mind. They realize there's no evidence and that they can't believe in something. That's what happened to me. So anyway, I have to go to Home Depot now, so that's the end of this video. If you've been watching, thanks.